Hello, welcome back to Adam's Sandbox. So today we're going to be taking a semi-break from the Redstone update to discuss rail travel. This is mainly because before I want to cover, following this episode I'm probably going to cover the Redstone update storage things like item storage, including hoppers, and before I do that I would like to do a brief explanation of hopper carts and chest carts. So I'm going to be explaining all the railroad stuff today. So there are currently 5 different types of minecarts. The first is the basic minecart. Then there's the powered minecart or furnace minecart, chest minecart, hopper minecart, and TNT minecart. In this episode I'm going to explain pretty much all of these except for the hopper minecart, which I'll do probably in the next episode. So get rid of these for now. And this. So the basic minecart, any minecart you can push by walking into it, it'll move in the direction in which you walk into it. And you get into it by right-clicking. And once you're in it, there are various ways to power it. The most basic one is just to hold down the W key. And actually just hold down a key indicating the direction you want it to go. Like if you're facing sideways, you can use A and D, or really whatever it is that controls your direction if you have it set to something else. This is very slow and it's very hard to change your direction quickly using this. So I don't recommend it. I recommend using a different type of power source, but that's the very basic thing. Now, chest carts, what they do, you right click on it and it opens a chest. You make it by putting a chest next to a minecart. I should probably explain how to make a minecart quickly. To make any sort of specified minecart, you just put that thing next to the minecart. So a minecart is just 5 iron like this. In a U shape, it can go up here as well. And you have your minecart. It's very straightforward. So where's my minecart? Okay, here they are, yeah. So yeah, as you've seen, the basic minecart movement is not very efficient, which is why we have other types of movement. This is a powered minecart. This is the second most basic type of movement. There's 3 or 4 depending on how you count things. So you can't actually access the furnace the way you can access the chest in a chest minecart. What you can do is if you put coal or charcoal in it, that will power it. Here we go, coal. Charcoal also works, so you right click on the back and you'll notice these particles appeared and it starts going in the direction that I right clicked on it. If I right click on it like this, that'll push it in the other direction. It will continue going in the direction it's pushed for 3 minutes because that's how long the coal lasts when you put it in a minecart. And I can also add more by right clicking on it. See, that increases the duration. Note that the fire that can be seen in the furnace is always there whether it's powered or not. You can only tell if it's actually powered by coal at the moment by the particles coming out of the top. Now, it might be possible to power this minecart with wood. I'm not sure about that, but we're gonna find out now. No, it has to be coal or charcoal. Okay, so yeah. What was here? So yeah, it can be used to push stuff. For example, the basic minecart. This is not much of a surprise. This is a very simple way to get around. What you do is you right click on it, and if you're really quick you jump into this and and my furnace cart is pushing me until I reach this and it has to stop. I'll just give it another push and we're going back, and for some reason this is going back as well. Don't know why we're moving. Hold on. It might be that hold on. That didn't work. Give me a second to work this out. Yeah, never mind. No, yeah, the only way to control your movement in a normal minecart is by right-clicking. So, then, yeah, powered minecarts can go quite far. I'll just give this one a push here, and there it goes. Now, as I said, they can go for up to 3 minutes. Push it back. That didn't work. I'm making a mess now. Still, I'm gonna try to push this thing back. There it goes. Okay, yeah. So, the main way they push is by bouncing physics, like carts can bounce off each other. So I found if you want it to work efficiently and without problems, it can't really push more than 5 minecarts, and even then you want them to be kind of well spaced so that the bumping physics don't get messed up. But you can sort of see it's working like this, and now the problem is because of the bumping physics, those herds can sometimes, if there's too many of them, they'll get caught up and start bumping each other backwards because of sort of a misinterpretation of Newton's third law. So yeah, because of this, it's important to not have too many of those carts being pushed. Okay, so next power method, a little bit of lag there, powered rail. So the way it works is, I'm actually not quite sure how to make powered rail. I'm pretty sure you can look it up on the wiki. I'm pretty sure it's 3 iron in each column on the sides of the crafting table, then a stick in the center thing, and a gold and a redstone either in the top middle or the bottom middle. I'm not sure which, and it activates whenever it's receiving power. I don't think it has to be a redstone torch. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure you can just use redstone dust, like so. Yeah, see, it'll still work. So essentially, if a minecart hits it going in a certain direction, it will make it go faster in that direction. Now, if a minecart hits an unpowered power rail that it's not receiving power, that rail will instead stop the minecart, so the powered rails can act as a brake as well. So I'm just going to use this. I just sort of need to push a little bit forward, and there we hit the rails, so now we're moving, and see, that thing more or less stopped us. It's not always instant, but it does work. Okay, for some reason there we go, it worked. Okay, it's going back now, but you get the point. So this is the 3.5 way to power minecarts. It also uses power rails, but it also has a detector rail. It's similar to a power rail. You just make it with a normal rail thing, 3 steel in each column, then 1 stick in the center, redstone on either the top or the bottom, or it might be both. I can't remember exactly which, but it's fairly straightforward. It's just variations of how to make normal rails. So what it does is when a minecart goes on it, it senses it and emits a redstone charge in all directions, which allows it to temporarily activate a powered rail. And this is nice because it makes sure the carts can only go in one direction, if that's what you want. It also allows it to do things like this, like send out a signal to this thing. Like, for example, when I pass this, a signal will be sent out and this torch will be inverted. So you'll see this in a second. I'm really lagging. Okay, there we go. We're back. And there we go. We're moving. See, they're lighting up as I hit them, and the torches got inverted for a second, and that was a very short ride. But yeah, again, you get the point. This can also be used for setting TNT traps, etc. Because, like, if the minecart hits it, it'll set off TNT, which is nice and useful if you want to, like, make an adventure map with TNT, or just trap someone. Really, it'll work either way. So now that we've covered the basics, there's also the use of redstone charges affecting normal rails. You can use it to turn a rail back and forth to create a bit of a fork in the railway. You can just use a lever, or I think a normal redstone signal. No, you need a lever. Oops. I was saying you need a normal lever. So, it's generally, just as a general rule, the track faces the direction that the lever is pointing in. That's usually how it works. Because of this, you need a Y shape. You can't really have it split, like one going forward, one going to the side, because then it'll split back and forth between the track here and the track here, as opposed to the track here and the track here. So it needs to be a Y shape. Yeah, so it's a little bit hard to explain. Just do it in a Y shape if you want to do this. It'll save you a lot of time. So we're moving and we're going this way. Let's just go back a little bit. And let's see, I wasn't able to quite... Oh god, this very serious lag. Okay, so maybe it's something with minecarts that just lags my computer, whatever. So, now I'll just, I'm just gonna push it because I don't want to get it in now, but see there, and now it's going the other way. So, it works fairly well if you want to have like junctions and rail lines or stuff, or if you want to have like a large rail line that can go to multiple destinations. This can be very useful and save you a lot of time, so you don't need to have completely separate lines for the entire time. Now, as you probably know, mobs are capable of getting into minecarts. So I'm just gonna demonstrate this, I guess, with the villager right now. See, place villager here, and the villager, as you can see, is in the minecart. This can actually be done with any mob in existence, including ghasts, which looks a little bit odd because they're bigger than the minecart. The difficulty with ghasts, blazes, and possibly chickens, I haven't tested it with chickens, but it might happen with chickens, is that they sometimes float and don't fall normally. Chickens like fall, but they're slower. Ghasts outright float. Blazes, it depends. So they might not fall onto the minecart like they're supposed to. I'm not sure if Endermen can teleport out of minecarts. Actually, I can test that theory. Lucky enough to be able to test that theory. Sorry, villager. Okay. Need an Enderman spawn egg. And just set the difficulty up to easy. I think the Enderman's in the cart. Yes, it is. I'm gonna punch him. And no, I don't. Enderman cannot teleport when they're in a cart, so I'm free to do whatever I want to this Enderman. And sort of just punish him for making my life horrible in other incarnations. So, yeah, so mobs that are in minecarts are not able to get out of minecarts. Take note that if you get close to a mob that's in a minecart, it can attack you. Zombies and zombie pigmen can attack you if they're in a minecart. Hold on, is this Enderman controlling the minecart to go toward me? I don't think he is. Oh, no, it is. So they can sort of control their minecarts, apparently. Okay, Enderman died. I don't really want the ender pearl, but whatever. So, skeletons can also shoot at you from minecarts, and creepers will still explode while in them. So just because a mob is in a minecart does not mean it cannot attack you. It just means that its movement is limited by the minecart. So, also you've probably, if you've searched, seen a video of someone like using a TNT mechanism to shoot a pig in a minecart really far. So you can do that. I'm not sure exactly how to shoot minecarts. I might try to include that in a later episode, but I don't know how to do that at the moment. So, yeah. One more thing. TNT minecarts. I said I would bring this up later in the episode. Here it is. So, first of all, TNT minecarts, it's important to note, they will destroy blocks. They do not damage people or mobs. They can break dropped items, as I'll just show you here by, I guess, throwing some redstone. You can probably predict what's going to happen in this general area. It's going to blow up. So there's my redstone's just sort of floating around here, waiting to get blown up. So yeah, they break they break blocks and destroy dropped items. They do not damage mobs, people. They also don't damage blocks that have rail on them. I'm assuming this is because if they did, they would just be plain ridiculously inefficient to use. I mean, using TNT for mining is somewhat inefficient anyway, because, I mean, that's the only thing it's good for, because it can't actually damage people. But anyway, to do this, you need a special type of rail. This is activator rail. I believe activator rail is made like the detector rail I mentioned before, but instead of one redstone on one side of the stick, I think it has redstone on both sides of the stick that's in the center spot. I'm not positive about this. Again, like powered rail, it needs to be receiving a redstone charge for it to actually work, as you can see. So if it's turned off, the TNT will not activate. And note, TNT cannot be activated by minecart TNT things. TNT carts cannot be activated by power rails, redstone charges, or anything other than activator rail. So, and the activator rail obviously does need to be turned on. So I'm going to turn this on. and we're gonna make a little bit of an explosion to finish the episode. Here we go. It's about to go. It's about to go. Boom. And you can see it did destroy the redstone I did there, so it can destroy dropped items. But the rail blocks are perfectly intact, as is the rail. It just destroys the stuff around it. So this is mainly good for, I guess, mining purposes, or if you want like a cool type of battering ram to use against someone's castle that they made. You could do that, I suppose, though it's still not the most efficient way to break down a castle wall. It's probably faster to just attack it with your pickaxe. Anyway, so though that's the basics of rail transportation, I think I've covered pretty much everything of the basics of this anyway. So I'm going to end the episode now. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.